Molly May, will you come out to play? Your smile takes the edge off of the day, and you're a light that brightens.
This is Molly May, a Bod Pause Pod and other nice stuff with me, Molly May. Chabishy boo, it's me, Molly May. Do you like that? I'm trying to be all sweet and fat and sassy because I'm still scared shitless from my ghosts. So guys, that happened 2 weeks ago, and then last week I went on vacation, and I think we have some we're gonna get to like a full pod resolution today. I'm feeling it. We can close the chapter on book. What am I saying? I can't talk. The spirits have taken over my mouth. We can close the book on ghosts, but I gotta get it out of my system. Okay. But here I am. Like, I wish you could see me now. I'm so like fresh faced from vacation, and like, wow. Like, I get why people go on vacation. And I realize now more than ever that taking a trip home to see your parents, while mostly lovely, does not a vacation make. So I went with VagWoolf, my high school girl gang, the four of us. And oh my God, we flew into Boston and rented a car. And we were in Provincetown, Massachusetts for the majority of it. And if you don't have the map of Massachusetts readily available in your head, it's the tippy top end of the loop of Massachusetts where the Cape Cod meets the Atlantic Ocean. So we rented a car and just tooled around these perfectly little quaint cities, towns, and it was so great. Like, we whale watched, and we saw, like, on this big, huge boat, and saw a 27-year-old female humpback whale named Hancock do, like, a full breach about 10 times. And the closest she got to the boat was, like, 100 feet away. It was so big, so majestic, so perfect that I got faint numerous times. Anytime she would come up, I was just like, oh, And the whole boat was doing that. It was like everyone was having rolling orgasms one after another because this humpback whale was just like really putting on a show for us. And then there are sea lions in the Cape that just like are huge and so cute. And, at first I was afraid to swim with them because I was like, well, they're going to like attack us, right? But they would swim by, swim. The closest they came was maybe like 100 yards. Swim. And then they'd like deliberately look at us and be like, oh, hi, I see you. And then they'd swim. It was so great. And my buddy Emma really taught me how to jump with the waves so I didn't get beat up. I notoriously hate swimming in the ocean because I have really small feet, so my balance is just off always my entire life. And I've never been a good swimmer. I'm a rock. And it was perfect. And we just played. And being in Provincetown in the off season is cheap. And you still get all the thrills of like going to the county fair and it's high tide. It's amazing. And I ate all the lobster, my first lobster roll of my life, and I couldn't get enough of it. And then, God, for breakfast, I would have lobster, what are words? Lobster in my eggs. It was so juicy and fresh, and I'd suck down as many oysters as I could, and we just ran around the entire week being like a bunch of horny women, like how many oysters I ate. And we just tooled around these small towns and took it all in, and it was all so cute. And then we ended the trip by getting drunk at the Cheers bar before we had to fly out again in Boston, and it was just It was so good. It was divine. So I come back now and I'm all like fanny packs and toe rings, like a new revolution of vacation Molly. And I've been so chipper all week, like chipper as fuck, even though I'm haunted. Like, here I am, tan and haunted. Like we could end this episode right there, and my last dying words to you all would just be, go on vacation. You can do it. You can do it. Fucking do it. That week was more memorable and life-changing than anything I would have done at work that week. And remember, like, I have one of those very regular, not a lot of high-stakes jobs, but I love it. I love my job. I just so like, oh my God, do it. I sound like a love, eat, pray, travel vlogger right now. Just go on vacation. Just go. Just do it. But you should. So moving on. The thing that I can't take off this week, because it's so life-changing and lovely and cool and nice, is this fucking fanny pack. Guys. So of course, I'll get to the basics first. So of course it's from ASOS, and it's just like this black oval-shaped fanny pack with 2 gold zippers. Yes, yeah, it's from ASOS. Did I say that yet? Everything is from ASOS on this pod. Hi ASOS, do you want to sponsor the pod yet? And because I'm a wise woman, a big wise woman, I ordered men's because plus size fanny packs do not exist. And I can't really wear it anyway, but like really high up on my fupa. Fupa is like it's like where my pants intersect my belly and my upper crotch. FUPA, it's an acronym from high school. I'm not going to say it because it'll get bleeped. And it's actually a great addition to my FUPA, and it's cute and nice, and I have plans to embellish it, like put some chains on there and like make it a cute belt. So like when I got it, like I knew I had to order men's because like I said, I'm no dummy. But I wanted to also wear it like, you see people now wearing it like a cool crossbody, like in the front. And so I tried it, but like my boobs are just so big. It was like I was getting choked out by a fanny pack, and it was not cute. So the entire trip I wore it where fanny packs are supposed to be worn, and having full use of your hands while you're walking is amazing. And you don't have the weight of a backpack, and you don't have to stick your arm out when you walk like a crossbody bag that's like intersecting your boobs. This fanny packs are great. I could dance the way I wanted. I could hold 2 drinks at one time, which is the way I like to drink. Is the best. Having full use of your hands really is helpful. So who to follow? Moving on, because I could literally talk about this fanny pack all day. Who to follow is, I'm going to murder it, so I'm just going to spell it. The girl's name is Julia Manuel, but the handle is at JOVAN_Riders Inc. So this girl is like, oh my God, she's so fucking cool. She's just like this 8-year-old baller. And she just, like in every other post, will just spout wisdom like, don't take your parents for granted. And like the kids that have it smooth and easy always take their parents for granted. And you will not see me doing that because on and off the court, I'm going to give it my all. I don't always have it smooth and easy. And I'm here to kill this game. And she's just so great. And like, fuck LeBron. Like, I'm watching Julia. She's so good. She is thoroughly entertaining, and she's going to make big waves. The only other person in my feed that is following her, you know, like when you add people, you can see who else they're following, is Sarah Silverman. There's only one. So here we go. She's on the rise. Me and Sarah Silverman are teaming up together to Go get him, Julia. Okay, so the song of the week is my first, I think it's the first country jam that we've had on the pod. And it is Up Down by Morgan Wallen featuring Florida Georgia Line. Everyone hates it. Everyone in my life absolutely hates this song. And I have such a soft spot for country, being an Iowa farm girl, always. And this song just makes me want to like slam bush lights with my siblings in a cornfield. It's so perfect. So just like give it a second, and then maybe give it another second, and I think it's the song of the summer, frankly, and it is going on my summer playlist that I have been making and creating all summer long. Probably like every fifth song I'm putting this song in it. That's how strongly I feel about it. So the song is about like up down, how this guy lives in BFE, which is bumfuck Egypt, like the middle of nowhere country, and the bobber goes up down, the whiskey goes up down. My 2-year-old nephew is jumping up and down on the couch naked. And he says to my sister, he's like, "Mommy, look, my penis goes up down." And from there I was like, okay, I can give this song a shot. If he likes it, I can like it too. So give it a second. Remember how I'm haunted? Yeah, I do. Okay, so get this. In our glorious of glorious vacations, we made a pit stop in Salem, Massachusetts. As Emma liked to call it, massive two tits. Salem, massive two tits. And we almost didn't go to Salem. And okay, I'm really glad that the universe led us there. It's quaint, cute. At first we just like tooled around, drove around, and like all the houses have like a plaque on them with when they were built, who they were built for, and what that person did. So it'd be like, built in 1778 for Goody Good the bricklayer. It's just like old as shit and cool as shit. So we're going through the town after we get like through these little residential areas, and there's this witch shop. And we're like, okay, well, we obviously have to go in. Like, we're here to learn all about the witches. And they have like crystals and potions and tinctures and like those damn it dolls, the voodoo dolls that just like cheesy witchy shit. But like the stuff that's really interesting to look at, like the books, the candles, et al. So in the back, I'm walking through, and there's like this real deal Stockard Channing a la Practical Magic woman sitting on this throne, and there was like, you know, a velvet rope in front. And she like looked like, you know, just like you would want a witch in a witch shop in Salem, massive two tits to look. And so I asked, you know, what she was doing today, because I knew she was obviously there to be spooky. And she was like, "Oh, mediumship and tarot readings." And I was like, "Oh, mediumship." I was like, "I don't know what that is." And I'm walking around and I was like, "Oh my God, mediumship." Like, she's a medium. She's a medium. She can like sixth sense talk to dead people on my behalf. And like, shut the fuck up. Literally 5 days ago, I was just told that I was haunted, and the universe has gifted me this practical magic, cartoon-looking, real-life witch that can talk to them for me and tell them to go away. I was like, this is divine intervention at its 100% best. And I was like, oh my God, dear God, just let me talk to these spirits. I was scared, so I didn't. We went to the bar next door. And it was Mern's birthday, and she had never had a tarot reading before, so we were like, hey, girlfriend, you need to go do this. It's fucking awesome. Just be open-minded about the entire thing. So she went in, and I sat there with Molly and Emma in the bar. And I'm like, I need to do this, right? Emma, before we had left the witch shop, Emma had bought like one of those little spinny crystal medallions that if you ask it questions, if it stands still means no, and if it goes in a circle, it means yes. Kind of like what they do when people are pregnant with like a pencil, and they're like, is it a boy or a girl? It'll go to the counterclockwise or clockwise, and yeah. So then we were asking it questions, like whatever random questions we were asking it. I can't even recall. And then we asked, does Molly have spirits around her? And it spun very quickly to the right, yes. And I took note of Emma's hand because, like, to be tricky, she'd be tricky. And then my friend Molly asked it, should Molly go to the medium? And the thing just stood there and stopped. And I was like, oh, okay, these ghosts don't want to be talked to, don't want to be intervened with. And so I was like, no, I'm going to do it. Here's my chance. When else do I get someone that's openly there to be like, I can talk to ghosts? So I go in for my mediumship appointment after half a glass of wine, to really calm my nerves. And it was right as Myrn was finishing her tarot reading. And by like the happy, weepy hold that Myrn gave me, I was like, K, like she's the real deal. Like, this is my Teresa Caputo Long Island medium moment. Like, Myrn clearly had all of her questions answered, and like it was such a lovely vibe, and they watched us hug, and they were like, wow, there's a lot of love in this space right now. And it was really great. And I was like, okay, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. So there I am alone with Stalker Channing. And I'm nervous as fuck. And I sit across from her, like in a twin throne. And this is like, I'm talking, it's like a throne. And in my head, I can't remember exactly, but it's like the kind of throne where they have like deer antlers on the top, and you can like really like spread your arms out. She shut her eyes. So I shut my eyes. But like, my eyelids were fluttering so hard because I was so nervous. And I was like, I really was giving her a lot of nervous energy. And she did a lot of this kind of breathing. I have some here with me. And you tell me if they're not here for you. Sometimes they do that. And if they're not, then we'll send them back. And if they are, we'll see if they have any messages for you. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot that they can talk to me through this. I just wanted her to confirm that they were like, right? Like people around me. Not that I could be like, well, they're going to tell me something about the dog or Johnny or like a mole on my butt that I don't know about, like I forgot that this is really happening. I'm not watching TV. Okay. And then she was like, there's a young man here with me. And I'm like, fucking shitty fuck. And I immediately started crying. She's like, he has brown hair. He's a jokester. He's kind of like jumping around, and like she was like moving her arms like a boxer would in a ring. And I had like kind of like inklings on who this could be, but I was unsure. And then she's like, he's wearing like a cap, like an old timey cap. And I didn't give her anything. I didn't want to give anything away by my face. I just like had a straight face and tears starting. And she's like, he's wearing like, I think he's like a milkman. Like maybe it's like a dairy uniform. And he's showing me like a lot of threes. And this is where like the Teresa Caputo thing really came to life for me. I was like, oh, she's giving me like the letters and the numbers and the, does this mean anything to you? Does this mean anything to you? Does this mean, and I'm just like stone cold. She's like, he's recognizing a lot of 3 for me. I keep seeing 3, either like there's three of something. Either he is like the third child, or like you are the third child, or there are three of you. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm the third child of three. I didn't say this. I didn't, because I needed more before I could confirm who this was. And she was like, my chest hurts. He died from something in the chest. And I immediately started sobbing. And I was like, I think I know who this could be. And then she was like, but I still wasn't sure. So I didn't want to confirm anything that was just me like being, maybe not though. And I said that. I was like, well, I'm unsure. I don't know. It could be, I don't know. And she's like, if it's not someone like very specifically, she's like, you'll know. And then she was like, a T keeps showing up, a T. He has unfinished business with a hothead that starts with a T. And then I was like, oh my God, well, that's my mom. My mom is the hothead with a T. I didn't say that. I'm internalizing that. And I'm still so unsure. And so I can't say yes. And this was maybe like 3 to 5 minutes. And then she was like, okay, he's getting faint now. He's getting faint. So then she got quiet again. She's like, let me see if I can get someone else. And with that, she brought me a golfer in a polo shirt. Which I really ran through my repertoire of people that I know. And then she was like, people that I know who have passed. And I'm like, I don't see anyone with a polo shirt. And she went on and on and on about this polo shirt. And I was like, if anyone is trying to give me a message, they would not talk about fucking polo shirts. I was like, no, I don't think so. I'm unsure. I said a lot of, I am unsure. So then she got quiet again. And like every time she did that, I would also close my eyes, but like my eyes couldn't stay shut because my eyes were rolling back in my head so hard and my eyelids were just like shaking so profusely. And I was like, she's just going to look at me and think I'm a fucking freak. So then I kept my eyes open and I didn't know where to look. And I'm like, oh my God, where do you look if there's a ghost here? And I don't want to anyway. So she brought me a man with wireframe glasses. And then in my head, I'm like, well, I mean, all glasses are like wireframe glasses. Like, what kind of wireframe glasses? Like, I needed more specific information. So that one went. And she got quiet again. So what is this? This is like the fourth person she brought to me? Okay. And she's like, there's an old woman, and she is lying down. And then her lady mediumship got a headache. And she was like, something, when I get a headache, that means that they had something in the brain or something, like some sort of head injury, or like they died from the head. And that didn't make sense to me with this old woman lying down. She said that woman would be lying down. That means she's really old. And I was like, well, shit, Grandma May was 95, and when I last saw her, she was lying down, so that could be a thing. And so then I was like, okay, I'm unsure. And then she was like, I don't know why this is so weird. I keep seeing a chicken. And I'm like, oh my God. And I said this to her, I was like, we raised chickens. we raised chickens. And then she was like, yeah, this is definitely like a grandma figure that I'm seeing. And then she talked about, she keeps seeing my grandma chasing my brother and the chickens. I'm like, nope, you went the wrong way with the chickens. We had the totally inhumane chickens that are kept in cages and forced to lay eggs, not like the cute chickens that get to run around and lay eggs in the yard and you have to hide them from the fox. And then she saw a farmhouse. And I was like, oh yes, Grandma loved the farm. The farm is a thing in the family. But God, no, the chicken thing, like, I was unsure. So I said, I don't know. I'm unsure. It could be my grandma. And then she said, yes. And the man with the wiry glasses, they came in together. Has your grandpa also passed? And I was like, yes. And then she talked some more, and I, again, was just very unsure. And then it got faint. They always just got a little faint. So it wasn't my grandma. If it was my grandma, she would have showed her the rosary, and the medium would have started singing Gift of Finest Wheat. Grandma would know how to come to me if it was grandma. Like, I would not have been unsure if any of the people in my life have passed. Like, they would come to me outright and say, hi, Molly, it's grandma. Go to church. That's all I have to say. Otherwise, you're doing great. Proud of you. Cute, cute, nice, nice. So the medium then got quiet again and shut her eyes. There's a woman here, and she has like mousy, chestnutty hair. An S or a J. Right? Like, she's just picking like the Wheel of Fortune, like the most popular consonants. I'm seeing S's and J's and KRSTLNE. And I winced. And then her timer went off. And I'm like, fuck this fucking timer. Like, any shred of authenticity that you had completely dissipated with, I mean, it wasn't like an alarm clock. It was just like one, like, really sharp electrical, mechanical, digital ding. But, like, we are in this, like, witch city, in this witch magical shop, in the back with these deer antler thrones and crystal balls and shit hanging down from the ceiling that's like blowing in the wind, and it's super spooky. And you're telling me you can't look at an analog clock to end the timer? Like, oh my God, it pissed me off. And I was a paying customer. I paid for this, just get to talk to your spirits for free. I was like, God, that is what I'm going to remember now, is that fucking timer. So none of them, turned out to really be there for me. So I was like, I had the moment to like digest all of this with her. And so I was like, look, here's why I'm here. I'm haunted. I have spirits around me at all times. And she looked at me and she said, oh, you are not haunted. She said, if you had or have spirits around you, I would be able to pick them up right out. And she like did this little, like, she's picking apples, like right out of like the side of my head, like a twist of the wrist. She's like, I'd be able to just like pick them right up. And she's like, but I had to go really, really high to get these people to come down and talk to you. Like, I don't know what that means, and I didn't want to waste time. And she was like, there are no bad spirits here. I'm not picking any of those bad spirits up. And I was like, oh my God, because last week a psychic told me that I was haunted and that some travel with me. And she was like, okay, well, he might have picked that up, and I will not put down any other, I don't remember what she called other like spiritual energy psychics work. She was like, he probably could have picked that up. And so I was like, okay, I did a quick Band-Aid thing. Like, I cleansed some stuff, and then I told her the story about Faith, that woman that called me on the phone that I was convinced was some sort of messenger from whatever. And then so I was like, how can I make sure that I'm not haunted? And this is where it gets good. And she was like, okay, you need to put salt in every corner of your home like on the floor, like sprinkle salt, and put a line of brick powder like over my doorstep, like entering into the house. She said that ghosts cannot cross over that like powdered brick salty layer, which is just weird. And I was like, I will like wear like deer salt lick necklaces if that keeps them out of my aura. And then she was like, oh, and then make sure that when you are saging, you're doing it in a, oh my God, I don't remember if she said you need to sage in a clockwise or counterclockwise. Oh my God, this is why I'm haunted. I'm getting like, I'm doing that Michael Scott thing where like I'm getting everything just like perfectly wrong. Oh my God, I'm saging backwards. There's a, oh God. There's like a wrong way to flick the wrist. Okay. We gotta look that up when I get home. So I can't salt the corners and brick the entryway of my house because I have a dog. Okay? And she's a hound dog. And then it will just create a giant salt lick in the house. And that's not going to work for me. But again, I really love the seance of it all and the tradition of it all. It's like very Kate Hudson skeleton key. So she was just like, okay, well, if like I do some Reiki, I will do an energy cleansing. So she had me stand up, and she did, and I shut my eyes, and she did the hand thing where they rub the hands together. Can you hear that? She did the hand thing, and I stood there, and she did it all around me, and I breathed in all of it, right? Like I was really focusing on my breath work in this moment. I was like, this is what my mindfulness is for. Like I need to soak up in this moment. And like, I'm going to get in all this fucking light that I can. And like, if you're dark and bad and angry spirits, like I'm just going to blind you with this positive power. And then I'm like, oh, did my spirits go away? Like, did I do that all on my own? Like, if she was a real medium, she would have been able to just pluck them out of my aura like an apple. And I got really, the mindfulness practice did not work in this moment because then I got really in my head while she was doing this for like 30 seconds. And then I opened my eyes and her smile was huge. And then she grabbed my shoulders, which is like spooky, you know, like a witch touching you in a witch shop, in a witchy town, and like shaken baby syndroming you. She was like, wow, you have some energy. And I was just like, okay, what? She was like, yeah, you're really strong. She's like, I got dizzy and I stumbled backwards. She's like, you didn't hear that? I was like, oh, wow. Are you okay? She was just like, your energy pushed me. And so now I've been sitting on that for a week and I'm like, oh, fuck, maybe I am haunted and my spirits pushed her over and my spirits were so strong that they were blocking her from talking to them. Or maybe my spirits are a golfer and a dairyman and a old woman with a headache. Like, and so I keep going back, like, between that, like, no, my spirits were protecting me. Or maybe it's my cosmic ability to push her over and my telekinesis, like John Travolta ghost powder. What's that movie? Like Angel Gabriel or something. Phenomenon. Okay. And that has nothing to do with anything. But it got me out of all of this hauntings and the Reiki and the spooky shit. Michael is the name of the movie. Okay. Maybe I was Michaeling. So it got me like really into feeling out my energy and how I can control it. Or like, holy shit, my energy is really powerful, right? And how I can harness it. And maybe these ghosts that are registering to all these professionals are just my fears in a dark corner, and that's what the psychic picked up on. Or, maybe the mediumship is all hooey, but the energy thing is the biggest chunk that I could really hold on to. So this week, challenge yourself to take note of your energies, because it kind of fucked me up this week in a really cool way. And how your energies are affecting your outlook, and not only outlook, but also your perception of yourself, and turning your power and your energy inward and fucking analyze that shit. So I've done it all week, and it's fascinating, and I've never felt more like a star. I've harnessed, there's energy around me that can explode past these negativity barriers, and I can fucking do anything because I can, and you can, and your energy can. So, profound statement, here it goes. Ghosts aren't real. It's your negative energy clouding you. And how's that for a closer, motherfucker? Suck it. Feels good. Good energy. Good day. Goody good. Okay, go on vacation. But I think now that I've had those 2 moments, and I've made that energy thing up to make myself feel better. But I think it could be a thing. It could be a thing. It's a thing. I'm going to get a third opinion, and maybe I can talk someone into doing it on the pod so we can all hear it verbatim, and let's see what kind of goodness we can get. It's all about energy, baby. Love each bash toodles. And if you got this far in the pod, I'm impressed as fuck and really grateful to have you listening. If you want to know more information about me or the show, check out the show page on matriarchdm.com, where we host all of the What I Can't Take Off, our progressive Spotify playlist from the songs of the week, and obviously the reminder of who to follow for the week, all in a nice little fucking Matriarch Digital Media bow. Theme song is Molly May by Ben Karen. I'll never get over saying that. It's so good, right? Thanks for listening. You're so cute.